down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
What up, Savvy investor friends out there? This is your boy, Steve Van Kallenberg, the Savvy Landlord, and I just got back from the annual Landlord Convention in St. Louis. Boom. Incredible, man. So much information. I learned so much. I'm so just all over the place trying to do stuff. But I figured, what's the most important thing? The thing that you can't replace, and that is time. And I read a book a little while ago, and it's been on my list to drop the knowledge from the book. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get into more details. I got some great interviews coming up, and yesterday was Memorial Weekend. Hopefully you did well. And today we're going to discuss 15 secrets that people know about time management. These are successful people. This is the best-selling author, Kevin Kruse. Hopefully I spelt that right, but write this down. Just remember 15 secrets of successful people. And the author is Kevin, Kruse. That's Kevin Kruse. Hopefully I said that right. The cool thing about this book, it is a little bit redundant, but it's worth the effort to crack and read this deal. Get it on your Kindle. Get it ASAP. It covers 7 billionaires, 13 Olympic athletes, 29 straight-A students, and 239 entrepreneurs. So one of my listeners, you are one of those people, okay? So I know we all struggle with time. What's more important to us, especially real estate, being a student, making money? That's what I do. That's what you should be doing. Mark Cuban is in the book. It's just a great book. It really motivated me. I'm actually I'm back on fire, almost back to my level of getting things done. I'm on the edge of success. And I've been reading another goal-setting book to get me juiced up on some goals. But without all that jazz, you need time. So here's the 15 things that the book kind of talks about. And if you fill out the form online, you get a free ebook. And that's what I'm going through right now. First of all, you focus on the minutes. There's 1440 minutes in a day. What minute are you wasting on what? And you got to be intentional about them. 1,440 minutes. That's number one. You got to focus on the minutes. What are you doing right now? This is 3 minutes so far into this podcast. Was it worth your time? Number two, you got to do this. Set daily priorities. He calls it the MIT, the most important task. I got back during the Mr. Landlord conference. I had a bunch of downtime, just hanging out in between stuff, and I went through my whole to-do list. My to-do list was like 30, 40 items on there. It was ridiculous. I kept scrolling down on my phone, and then I just picked 10 things of the most important stuff that I'm going to get done, and I'm not going to do anything else until I get that done. So this is where I'm a little late on the podcast. It's on my list. I had to get it done. So MIT, number two, what's the most important task? Number three, he said straight out the gate, don't use to-do lists. And I read the book and I remember, and it's like you schedule everything on your calendar. So that's number three. Don't use to-do lists. I still do it, but that's his thing. And, he's interviewing billionaires and they don't use to-do lists. They schedule things into their calendar. So I need to do that today. I need to say, hey, I'm going to record a podcast at 8 a.m. I'm going to hit pause. Yep, I just put it in my podcast. I just put it in my calendar to do a podcast on Thursday at 8 a.m. So if you try to call me Thursday at 8 a.m., I'm going to be busy. Number four, successful people beat procrastination with time travel. Well, I don't know what that means, but the line says, number four, your future self can't be trusted. What you can do now to make sure your future self does the right thing. I don't remember that one, so I'll skip number four. Number five, they make it home for dinner. There will always be more that can be done. Time block your priorities and end the day guilt-free. I do that now. It's almost my time to go home. I'm trying to get home this summer at 3 o'clock every day, maybe 3:30. No way 4 o'clock, and I don't even answer the phone after that. So make it home for dinner. That's number 5. Number 6, they use a notebook. Capture everything in your notebook so your mind can stay carefree. Move to-do list to the calendar. I got to do that. I got to do that now. But in my phone, I write all my notes. Use an app called Google Keep. You can do that. Google that up, Google Keep. It's an app. You can get that on iPhone or Android, which I recommend Android for life. But it transcribes into a transcription into a note on your phone in Google, and it syncs. So you click on Google Keep. You're like, hey, I got to do this. Boom, and it transcribes it. Number 7, they only check their email 3 times a day. I know it's true for myself. I know I get a lot more done if I check my email 8 a.m. from the night before, lunchtime 10 minutes, and then I wrap up around 2:30ish. Try that. Successful time management people, that's what they do. Number 8, they avoid meetings at all cost. I agree. They're time wasters. Don't have meetings. That's 8. That's what they do. That's what successful people do. There's no reason to have a meeting. Number 9, they say no most of the time. This is something that I learned. You can say no, and then you can say yes later. Hey, man, you want to hang out? No. Hey, you want to do lunch? No. And you can always say, well, my schedule freed up. Yes. You've got to guard. That's a little East Coast. Guard your time. That's the only thing that you have. And it doesn't matter at the end of the day on your deathbed. You're like, wow, I wish I spent more time, at the office. You know that. You've heard that. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast if you didn't have any success in your life. Number 10, if you haven't heard this one, this is the big daddy, the 80-20 rule. 20% of your effort usually yields 80% of your return, or 100% of your return. So farming deals, calling people back, your clients. If you have 10 clients, 2 of them are the breadwinners out of those 10 clients. 2 of them are the most successful. The other 8 are wasted timers. Do the 80-20 rule. 80% of outcomes come from only 20% of your activities. Identify the 20% and ignore the rest. Think about what your skill set is, what the quality is, what you can get done in that 20%, and then just boom, jump on it. Number 11, man, my favorite, delegate, outsource everything, almost everything. Identify your unique ability, only what you can do, utilize it, and then outsource everything else. I just finished up a course. I'm actually cutting it tomorrow on virtual assistants. I'm just wrapping it up. Some of it's done. Focus on what you can do that no one else can do. Outsource everything else, from the lawn care, laundry, whatever it is, outsource it. That's number 11, my fave. Number 12, they have work themes for days of the week. So, for example, like I run a management company, I work on that on Thursdays. On Tuesdays is Savvy Landlord. On Wednesdays is this. Figure that out and make a theme for that day and stick to it. Number 13, touch only thing once. So if you got mail, do it or get rid of it, throw it away, but don't save it and do it later. That is a freaking procrastinator. It will crush you. Touch it once. If you got to move your clothes, move it once. Don't do it again. 14, have a consistent morning ritual. I can't remember that book off the top of my head. Dang it, morning something. What the freak? But do the consistent thing. Wake up 60 minutes early. Do your quiet time. Take some time to meditate. Read 15, 20, 30 minutes as much as possible, and then do some 30-minute physical exercise. Do that religiously, ritually, and you will increase. You'll be more productivity will increase. You'll have more endorphins will be flying. Just do it. And then 15, they don't think about time. They focus on energy. So maximize your energy to maximize productivity. Focus on sleep, diet, exercise, and short breaks throughout the deal. So throughout the day, here it is again, 15, they don't think about time. They focus on energy. All right, so I just read that real fast, down and dirty. If you want to grab a copy of this book, go to 15timesecrets.com, fill out a form. If you really wanted, I have some cool pages that I got out of the book, like daily things you can do. Let me know. Other than that, what's your 1440 minutes in a day? What are they contributed to? What are you going to do today? Stop wasting time and get on it.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.